Hello, and thank you for watching. We are going to be installing Hare on the Raspberry Pi 5. Now, Hare is a systems language that was made by DeVault. I first got into Hare from a podcast that I saw called Developer Voices, where Drew was on talking about Hare. And now I should say I am not an extremely experienced programmer. I am back in college for programming, and I know enough Python, Java, and C to really appreciate what Hare is trying to do. So things like eliminate undefined behavior, there's bounds checking, it has pattern matching, you can define your own custom error types. So I really appreciate these things, and the syntax is excellent. Um, I might start a petition to do four space indents instead of eight. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but I really love what Hare is trying to do. Um, and if you're not familiar with Drew, he's the one who made Sway Window Manager, a couple of other pieces of software, of course. If you've been around Linux for any length of time, you've probably heard of him as a developer. He's the one who created SourceHut, which is it's a code repository. It's a free and open source GitHub alternative. And one of the other things that I really appreciate about Hare is that it's, Drew especially, is um, really philosophically aligned with the free and open source software community. So I read somewhere that there's no Hare is not going to be available for Windows or Mac OS, at least not officially. I think if someone wanted to port it over, they could do that, but it's only going to be officially supported for Linux, OpenBSD, the BSDs. I think Plan 9, they have a port planned for that, but that's kind of the philosophy behind it. So, I guess without further ado, we can get started. Okay, now Hare is not available in the Debian repositories yet, and this is just a standard Raspberry Pi OS install. Um, so it's just, Raspberry Pi Debian. So the first thing that we want to do is from the main web page, which is harelang.org, um, you want to go to installation steps. Now, like I said, it's not available in the Debian repositories yet, so we are going to have to bootstrap Hare from source. And as you can see, um, our platform is currently supported. That's 64-bit ARM. So go ahead and click on bootstrapping Hare from source. And I'm sorry about the white background. I would have it in dark mode, but every time I click on a link or change a page, it does this white flash, and that's really hard on my eyes. So these are the dependencies that we need. We already have GCC installed by default, the GNU compiler collection. So we need to install scdoc and QBE. Now scdoc says it's optional, but I ran into an issue building, I think, the standard library if it's not installed. So let's go ahead and do that first, especially because it is in the Debian repo. So sudo apt install scdoc. And that's all there is to it. So let me clear my screen. Now what you want to do, we have to install the Cube compiler backend. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Cube, but it's QBE. So go ahead and click on this link. And then from here, from the main page, feel free to read around about Cube on the website. It's a very interesting project. Hare chose this as the backend because it's really simple. I want to say it's something like 15,000 lines of code compared to the monstrosity that is LLVM. And you can see it's a compiler backend that provides 70% of the performance and 10% of the code, right, of industrial optimizing compilers. Now, I personally am not a real big fan of optimizing compilers. I really prefer that sort of extreme certainty in what you type for your source code compared to what is output in the binary. That's a different story though. So you want to go to releases. Let's click on this. And this, as of the time that I'm making this, which is April 2025, this is still the latest release. So it's 1.2. So go ahead and click on this and download this this file right here. It's a tarball. I think I might already have it on my system. Let me check. If I do, I do. I'm not going to download it again. But click on this, it's going to download, and it should put it in your downloads directory or wherever you have set for your files to download. Now from here, what I'm going to do is just move this up a directory out of my downloads directory. Okay, so I'm just going to move it up one directory. Oops. I'm just going to move this up one directory and then go back into my home directory, and you can see it listed here. So now we want to unpack this tarball, and the command that you want to use is tar, and I just pass in xf. You can do this in verbose mode if you want. I don't like to. And then you pass in the file. And now what this is going to do is going to unpack it. And now we have the QBE directory right here. So let's go ahead and cd into our QBE directory because we have to build this if you want to list the files. And if you want to go through this, if you're an experienced programmer, feel free to. There's a README and everything. Now on the Raspberry Pi, everything is configured out of the box for us to just build this. There's nothing that we have to do. The only command that we have to run is make. There's nothing we have to configure. So go ahead and run make. This is going to build QBE, the backend. Now from here, we have to install it. Sudo make install. That's all you have to do. And as you can see, it installed it to user local bin. Here's the QBE binary. If we say QBEH, it should print help. Now we're not going to be running QBE ourselves. It's going to be invoked by the hare compiler. So everything is good. Let's cd back into the home directory, and let me clear my screen. And then from here, go back a few pages to this page bootstrapping here from source, and let's continue with the installation. Okay, so now that we have the Cube compiler backend installed, we need to bootstrap the hare compiler. So scroll down a little bit, and here is the command to do that. It's hosted on SourceHut. So go ahead and copy this command and paste it into your terminal, or you can type it into your terminal on a base Raspberry Pi install. You should already have Git installed on your system. So I'm going to paste this into my terminal and run this command. It's going to clone this source code into the hare-c directory. And as you can see, the command that we pasted in moves us into this directory. So you should be in hare-c. Now, let's go ahead and list the files. And it tells us right here what we have to do. We have to go into the configs directory and get our platform specific file and copy it into this main directory as config.mk. So let's do that. Let's cd into the configs directory. You can see it right here. This is the configs directory. So let's cd into configs and then list the files. And here, as you can see, these are the targets that Hare currently supports: FreeBSD, Linux, NetBSD, OpenBSD. So this is the file that we want, linux.mk, and we want to copy this into the directory above. So the command to do that is copy, and then you want to pass in this Linux file, and we're going one directory above, so period, period, or dot, dot, and then a forward slash, and we need to copy this as config.mk. Then once you've done that, cd up one directory back into the hare-c directory. Now let's list the files. And here's the file right here. It should be config.mk. Now we need to edit this file, so with whatever text editor that you like to use, go ahead and edit config.mk, and I'm going to show you what we need to do. It's this line right here for our architecture. Currently it has x86 64, which is 64-bit x86, and you want to delete this and type in arch64. So once you've done that, go ahead and save and quit. Now, once we've done that, we can build the hare compiler. All you have to run is the make command. So go ahead and run this command. It's going to build the hare compiler. We don't have any errors. Everything is fine. Once that command runs, sudo make install, and you can see it installed to user local bin. Excellent, so that's the hare compiler. Let's cd back into the home directory, and I'm going to clear my screen. Okay, so now that we have the hare compiler installed, we need to install the standard library. So here is the command to do that. You want to copy this git clone command and paste it into your terminal. And as you can see, what this is going to do is move us into this directory. So you should be in the hare-c directory. Now let's list the files, and we want to do the same thing we did for the compiler. So cd into the configs directory, and you can see here's the Linux file. So you want to copy linux.mk into the directory above as config.mk, and then cd back up one directory, list the files, and it's right here. Now same thing, we want to edit this file, and we want to change the architecture right here. And again, you want to type in arch64. Make sure you put 2 A's. And then save and quit. That's all you need to do for this file. Now, once we've done that and edited this file, all we have to do is run make. And now this is going to build the standard library. It might take a moment. Okay, it's almost finished. There we go. There's no errors, and that's how it should be on your system as well. So now sudo make install. It's almost done. There we go. So now we should have a working hare toolchain on our system. Let me cd back into my home directory and clear my screen. And what I want to do is come back to the main web page, and I'm going to run the simple hello world program to make sure that everything works properly. Okay, here I am back in my home directory, and I am going to make a directory called code. I'm going to cd into this, and what I want to do is go to, let's click on tutorials, and then we want the general language introduction, and then this first part under getting started here is the example that we want. So in your code editor, hare files, source files are .ha, that's the extension. So I'm going to name this main.ha. Now let's go ahead and type this in. Use FMT, so we're obviously importing the format library, format module. Export function main, we're exporting the main function. It's returning void. I like to close my braces. So from the format module, we're using print line, hello world. Now, as you can see, don't forget this exclamation point. This is called the error assertion operator. This is not how you're meant to handle errors, but it's just a quick way to tell the compiler, basically, trust me, more or less. I think I need a semicolon at the end of the main function, which is a little unusual. You don't see that ever really. I like that. Or I don't mind it. Let's put it that way. Okay, now that should be it. Let's go ahead and save this file. And now what we want to run is hare run, and then our file. And it's building it. Hello world. I'm sure if we ran that again, it would probably run a lot quicker. Yep, and it does. And if we wanted to build it, here build, so pass in the O flag, we'll name it example, main.ha. It built in all of a few nanoseconds, and we have a working hair toolchain on our system. Great, so that is excellent. Everything is working just fine. The next section of this, we're going to install the hare-vim plugin. Vim does support Hare by default, but it's not as featureful as the Vim plugin. So if you want to stick around, I'm going to be doing that. If not, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do plan on making more videos related to free and open source software, Linux, and programming. So if you would like to watch any of those in the future, thank you. If you have any questions, if you run into any problems or have any questions about this, installing Hare, go ahead and put that in the comments, and I'll try to help you out as best I can. So thank you so much, and have a great day. Okay, so we are going to be installing the Vim plugin manager. Now, excuse me, the Hare Vim plugin. There's a couple of plugins. Let's go ahead and look at those real quick. If you go to, I think installation, yes, editor, and then right under here, under contents, click on editor plugins, and here it has them listed. So for Emacs, IntelliJ, Nano, Sublime, VS Code, and Vim. And this is what we're going to be installing, is this hare-vim plugin. So if you want to click on that, go ahead. Now, if you already have a plugin manager installed and you know how to install plugins with Vim, that's great. If you don't, I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. We're going to use Pathogen, which in my opinion is probably just the easiest. So with your search engine, you want to say Pathogen Vim Plugin Manager, and it's hosted right here on GitHub. So go ahead and click that link. Okay, now what we want to do is copy this. It's going to do a lot of this setup for us. So where it says installation, you just copy this command and paste it in your terminal, and it's going to do all of the all of the setup for us. There's only a couple of things that we want to do, and so you have to create a .vimrc if you're using Vim. So let's go ahead and make that vim.vimrc, and this is from your home directory. This should be in your home directory. Now this, you want to probably paste this middle one in. This is the same thing as this, except it has syntax highlighting and file type indent. So copy this and then paste this into your vimrc. And that's all there is to it. When we go to open Vim, it's going to when we go to open Vim, it's going to automatically load. So let me cd into my code directory. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I apologize. Let's go back. You have to Okay, sorry. Let's go back a little bit. And there should be, okay, this is what we want. See this .vim directory? This is a directory. We need to cd into .vim. Okay, and then if you list the subdirectories, there's autoload and there's bundle. So what you want to do, you want to go into bundle. So cd and into bundle. I'm going to clear the screen. Now, from here, once you're inside this bundle directory, all you have to do is git clone this repository. So I'm going to say copy link address, okay, and then git clone, and then paste this in. And it's going to clone this into this repository. And that's all you have to do. cd back into my home directory, and then I'm going to go into this code directory, and I'm going to open up main.ha. And nothing should really change because Vim does support Hare out of the box, but now, the plugin is up and running. And that's how you install the Vim plugin for Hare. And as you can see, right, 4 days ago, so I have exchanged an email with some emails with Amelia before, and as you can see, it's actively maintained and actively updated. So, yeah, I hope you found this entire video useful. Um, if you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I really appreciate you watching, and have a good rest of your day.